Are you tired of being weighed down? Have you fallen asleep on your health? This is your wake up call with my dad, Keith, my husband, Kyle, and me, Ashley.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 83. It's Saturday morning, and so it is time for your wake-up call and our wake-up call, and we're all here together this morning. So let's talk about what's going on. What's plans for this next week? Because I think we've talked about it already a little bit, but we're going to be at camp all week. So, making our own stuff for food. Ashley, I think you're the mastermind.
All right.
So what's going on?
So, like I said previously, we will be at camp starting tomorrow through Friday. And that's a lot of meals, to try to figure out. And so this is the plan I've come up with. I grocery shopped last night. I'm going to do a little bit of prep today, but I tried to make it as simple as possible and to keep us on track as possible. Now we will be eating a little more refined carbs than usual, but I've decided that this week is a survival week. I just want to eat the best that I can and make it through this week, and if I lose weight, great. If I stay the same, I'm going to be fine with that. I've just got to make it through this week. That's what I've decided. Mm-hmm. So if we decide to eat breakfast, which I may still be in fasting mode, I don't know, probably just depends on the morning, how I feel. I purchased some cereals. I got some shredded wheat cereal, which I've always really liked my whole life for some reason. And the only ingredients in that cereal is wheat, basically. So I really like that it doesn't have a bunch of additives and stuff. And then I also got this other cereal that had all kinds of different grains and stuff in it. It's got it had some kind of corn something in it, and it's got puffed brown rice and some kind of soy something, and so I got a box of that. And then I got some bananas and some plant milk and some raisins, and I thought, we could have cereal with all of that in it in the morning if we're hungry. And like I said, I may not even be eating breakfast every day this week anyway. I don't know. So that's what I planned for breakfast. Well, for lunch, this will be our busiest time of the day where I won't have a lot of time to prep anything. So I just decided we would do some variation of a sandwich every day. So see what I mean? We're already eating a lot of refined carbs that we don't normally eat. So I got, some good whole grain bread, and I've got peanut butter and jelly, and then I plan to go to the farmer's market after we hang up the phone this morning and get some tomatoes. And I got some hummus, I got some carrots, and I got some pretzels. So we will have some sandwich, pretzel, carrot, hummus, cucumber. I got some cucumbers too. Variation going on for lunch, just because that's what we have time to do, And I don't have a stove. I don't have. I'm praying that I get there and the refrigerator is working. If it doesn't, then my whole plan is gone. Because for dinner, today I'm going to make a big pot of beans. I'm going to put those in a container and bring them with me. And my original plan was to make a big pot of brown rice to go with it. But if you've eaten brown rice recently, if you've tried to eat the leftovers of it, after a couple days, it gets so hard and gross, it's just not very good. even when you like put a little water on it in the microwave to kind of re-steam it, it's still like, it just doesn't taste very good. So I broke down and I bought some of those steamer packets of rice that you can stick in the microwave. Have y'all seen those before?
Yeah.
It's just, it's like a 90-second packet. And I was wanting to steer clear of those because they generally have oil in them. And that's what helps keep them moist and stuff. But, I broke down and got those because I couldn't imagine eating crunchy, dried out brown rice, after a couple of days. So, I figured we would be okay to have a little bit of oil. Like I said, I'm in survival mode, and I'm trying to, even eating this way is like a million times better than what that cafeteria is going to be making. They usually make they do a lot of frozen, like deep fried kind of foods, like chicken tenders and chicken sandwiches and
That'd be right down Timmy's alley.
Oh, Timmy is great at camp every year. There's not one meal he doesn't dislike. They do like taco salads, with a real seasoned up beef and chips and cheese and like I said, they do the deep fried chicken sandwiches one day. They do the hamburgers that you can tell were already hamburgers before they were cooked. You know what I'm saying? Already cooked hamburgers that are probably frozen, which are cafeteria style, and they're tasty too. But all these foods have a common thing happening, like they're mostly already pre-prepared and just have to be warmed up. So they're, not only are they meat products, but they're high in sodium and high in preservatives, and so it makes it even worse than just eating a normal piece of meat. I have a friend who went to camp a few years ago, and her legs swole up so huge that week. And I told her, I said, I think it's because of this food. That's got to be packed with just junk, Anyway, so back to my menu. It's, the food is good and the kids love it, but it's just junky. That's just all there is to it. So for dinner, I'm going to have the big, we're going to have beans, we're going to have rice. The one appliance I'm going to bring is my air fryer, and I'm going to bring a bag of potatoes. So maybe some nights instead of rice, we'll have some potatoes with our beans. And I bought several variations of frozen vegetables, like the kind that come in the bags that you can steam. And so I'm going to throw a few of those in the microwave, and we'll have vegetables and brown rice and beans or potatoes every night for dinner. I'm going to bring some sauces. I'm going to bring some salsa and hot sauce and some of my little Asian sauces so we can change up the flavor every night of our bowls. And I got some apples and oranges. I'm really hoping the farmer's market has peaches this morning. Let's see. And then another thing that this camp does, they do what's called canteen. And it's snack time. And they have 2 of these a day. And you can go in and get 2 items, whether it's a food item and a drink, or 2 drinks, or 2 food items, whatever it is you decide to do. But it's usually like candy bars and Skittles, and beef jerky is a big item, like Slim Jim. The kids love getting those. Stuff like that. Cheetos, chips, and then any soda you can imagine, and water, and sometimes Gatorade, but not always. So if we get hungry during those times, I've also packed us some snacks. I got us these little prepackaged trail mix packs, which I like because trail mix can be really high in fat with all the nuts and stuff, and it can pack a lot of sugar too with all the dried fruit in it. So I like the prepackaged ones because I'm not going to eat a ton of it and get too many calories and too many grams of sugar if I just buy the big bag and start eating it by the handful, you know?
Yeah.
And I got us some sunflower seeds, and I got us, what else did I get, Kyle? I got some of those little tiny boxes of raisins. Again, that's dried fruit, but anyhow, so I got our snacks covered, whether it's a piece of fruit or some trail mix or some nuts or whatever it is. I got that covered. Got breakfast, lunch, and dinner covered. And I have a plan. And if the microwave is working and the refrigerator is working, I will succeed. And there it is.
That sounds good.
Like I said, it's a little more refined carby than usual. So if I can just make it through and maintain, I'm going to call this week a win. I'm thinking about getting up and walking in the mornings. I don't know that I'll end up doing that. I really don't sleep very well at camp, and I don't. This sounds so silly, guys, but I don't want to. Showboat is not the word, but it's the only word I'm thinking of right now. Like, I'm already feeling crazy about fixing my food and stuff. You know,
don't want to draw.
I don't want to draw extra attention. Like, I don't want to be walking around camp. I know that sounds so silly, but it's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, I don't want to be walking around camp in the mornings and, like, I may get there and decide that I'm going to do that because I need to. I feel better when I walk first thing. I don't know. But it's a pretty large camp, and I feel like I'll be getting a lot of steps in regardless, you know. And there's a lot of hills. I'll be climbing a lot of hills regardless all day long. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I really don't want to cause any more attention to myself than I'm already going to have to. I know that's weird and silly, but that's just how I'm feeling right now.
It isn't weird and silly. We're already going to get a lot of questions, and they're going to be. That's one of the things that I'm not looking forward to is having to answer 20 questions every time, or having to listen to people's comments about what we're eating while they're eating this other stuff.
It goes a few different ways. One, you either get lectured on where's your protein, blah, 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 blah. Or two, they just want to judge what you're doing. Or three, they just want to tell you what they've done in the past. You know, like, well, I lost 25 pounds one time by eating only meat, you know. Like I've said 2 or 3 days already this week, I just wish I were further along so I wouldn't look as weird. I carry my weight literally all over my body from head to toe, which getting fat, that's been a blessing, right? You know, I'm getting fatter and fatter and fatter, but I'm putting it on everywhere, so I go up in sizes very slowly. I've been wearing the same sizes for a long time, you know, I've just been kind of slowly growing. Well, now the opposite sucks, because while I've lost over 30 pounds, I've lost it over my entire body. So I haven't gone down in any sizes. My clothes are fitting looser, but it's like, I don't know that there's a big enough difference for people to look at me and say, oh, she's made so much progress. I can understand why she's being crazy and microwaving her vegetables right now.
I'm going to tell you, and I've had this discussion with you in the past, it has made a bigger difference than you realize. And I've heard you say, well, like, it doesn't really look like I've lost anything. No, you can tell. Like, you can tell, and people can tell. And I think you're going to be surprised this week at people that can say, oh, you look so good.
I don't know about
if they hadn't seen you in a while, they'll definitely see a difference, because, you know, we did last time you were home, so.
I think they're going to see you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just harder to tell when you see somebody every day. And,
Or you
and
see,
when you don't, and you hadn't seen somebody in 3 or 4 weeks,
Yeah.
there is a difference.
Yeah.
or you
But
see
you know,
yourself every day, and you think, well, I'm not losing anything. People can't tell because you just get used to it yourself. And let's be honest, you get to a certain size, you get a little bit of body dysmorphic disorder where it's kind of
I'm
your
not having that
perception of
going on.
self.
I'm just stating some facts here, guys. We all have known people who have lost 30 pounds and they look like a different person, right? What I'm saying is I don't carry my weight in a way that I can lose 30 pounds and look like a different person. Yeah,
What I'm
you
saying
can
is
see
you
improvements in me. You can see improvements. I will say that. I've noticed improvements in myself. But I just don't know that there's going to be as drastic of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've met people who have lost 30 or 40 pounds, and if they carry all of their weight in a certain area of their body, whether they carry it like in their stomach or in their butt and their hips or wherever it is, they lose 30 pounds and they go down like 3 dress sizes, And I'm like, well, I lost 30 pounds and my pants are finally fitting loose. So, like I said, that was a blessing getting fat, man. Like, I put on the weight and I carried it well. I carry it well. I always have. I could, if I was 300 pounds and I carried it all in my gut, well, I would not be looking too cute, right? So, keep saying, and that's another thing. I keep calling myself 300 pounds. I'm down to 283. I'm nowhere near 300 anymore. But in my brain, I still keep thinking, well, you're just this 300-pound woman,
That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of dysmorphic disorder where we always, our perception, and that's going to be one of the hardest things for us mentally down the road is, we've always had thought, and I think everybody who does struggle with weight, seriously struggles with weight, not, oh, I gained 10 pounds, I'm so fat. No. People who have been large their entire life, you always feel large and you feel like you're gigantic no matter what. And as we lose weight, we're going to have to just learn to be honest with ourselves. It's like, you know what? I may feel like this right now, but I am nowhere near where I used to be, and I'm not that large. I've seen large. I've been to large. I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just fighting that, and that's what I'm saying. I think it is more noticeable than you realize because you see yourself every day, and you're like, oh, I haven't really lost that much, or also, and this isn't me being married to you and knowing you and your how you operate.
What? You know me?
Knowing how you operate, and your dad can probably attest to this as well, that sometimes you get to thinking about it, or because you are such a achiever, because you want to do well, and you're not where you think you should be. You translated that into, well,
I failed because I didn't do what I set out to do.
I haven't lost X amount of weight, therefore
I'm not joking, y'all. I really wanted to be down 50 pounds by now. And I'm only down like 32. So yeah, I think that is also part of it, because in my brain I'm like, I'm going to be down 50 pounds, and I don't care if they think I'm weird. They'll be able to tell that I've worked hard, and I will eat my vegetables, and they'll just get over it.
So you know what?
You're right about that.
They can just get over it. They
will. And it'll be fine. I'll get there, and I promise you, everything will be fine. I might get annoyed at times, but it'll work out. Yeah. And rationally, I can tell myself that. But the irrational part of me is afraid to go for a walk. How stupid is that? Like, I could sit here and tell you that sounds crazy, but in my mind, I'm like, that's not so crazy. Oh, my brain is so weird.
part of the journey.
I know it. I'm just having some mental issues this week. But I think any big person who listens to this can relate, probably. So, I try to be very honest with everybody on here about what I'm feeling and what I'm doing. Because I want to be relatable. I'm sick of these Instagrams where everything is hunky-dory, right? I'm sick of these podcasts and these weight loss programs, these beach body stuff. I'm sick of that stuff. I'm sick of looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of
People
looking
who
at
tell you
it.
what they're doing, but they're not actually doing it,
Right. And
I lost 20 pounds, and you didn't lose 20 pounds. You're just saying that.
You just sucked your stomach in for this picture, right? Like,
right, you had poor posturing first and straighten it up the second one. So stop lying to us and tell us the truth.
I'm tired of seeing those people who are trying to make this look and sound easy, because the truth is, y'all, this is not easy. Yeah. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to sell you some kind of program that's easy. The fact is, you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in your mind. You got to put the work in your action. You got to put the work in your diet. I mean, it is work from the time I get up in the morning until the time I go to bed at night. I've constantly got to think about it, which wears me out more than walking 3 miles these days. I feel like the self-control part is wearing me out more than the actual doing it. Do y'all find that to be true? Sometimes you just got to get out of bed, and the hardest part is getting your clothes on and getting outside. And then after that, everything is easier. You just got to...
I think that's true I think that's true just for fitness in general. I think a lot of people struggle with that concept of getting out there and do it. And then once you get it done, it's over with.
Yeah.
And your day goes a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the part that gets people is they'll get over that part, but then it's the other little things throughout the day, because they justify to themselves, hey, I worked out this morning, so I can just go ahead and eat this. Or I can.
I don't know how many times I've heard people say that.
Dietary stuff is what kills people's exercise programs.
I used to work with this woman, and I'll never forget this. Everywhere I've ever worked has been just ridden with food, and I think that's probably true for many places in the workplace. There was always food at this place. There was always meetings. There were always things in the break room, always, all the time. And if that wasn't going on, then your coworkers were bringing in donuts and stuff just because, right? Well, this woman would always be on a diet, okay? And she would eat something that she shouldn't be eating, like a candy bar. And I'd hear her say, well, I'll eat this candy bar and I'll just spend 30 minutes on the elliptical tonight. So this is even more backwards than saying, well, I exercised this morning, I'm going to eat a candy bar. She's going to eat a candy bar and maybe exercise later. She's not the only one I've heard say that, but I just always used to sit there cracking up when I'd hear her say stuff like that, because, and I can't ever say anything, so I'm sitting over there obese as anything, but I at least know how I'm getting obese, right? Like, I've always known how to get fat. I just thought I should put on my resume. I'm an expert at getting fat, right?
I got a PhD in getting fat.
Yeah.
I got extra years in it.
I've always, I know how to get fat, and I know how to not be fat. I just don't ever put that into practice. Anyway, so I'd always get cracked up hearing stuff like that. I don't even remember what kind of point I was trying to make, but I just thought that was funny. Oh, yeah, people just justify whatever they want to do. And like I said, I'm tired of seeing people try to make this seem like some kind of sunshiny journey, you've got some sunshine in there, but there's a lot of rain too, that you've got to work through. And, I don't think this is going to ever be easy. It might get easier, as my body improves and my mind improves, but I think it's going to be a constant thing. That's where I've screwed up in the past. I haven't been consistent. I've rewarded myself when I shouldn't with food. I have let myself get off track and not get back on track. And that goes all back to your mind. You can't stay off track if you get off track for one day or one meal or one whatever it is. You have to use your brain power to get back on track the very next time that you can. And that's where I messed up in the past. And that's where I'm acknowledging, if I just keep on getting on this wagon, however many times I get off, I got to just get back on there immediately. I can't wait a week. I can't wait a month. I can't wait a year. I got to get right back on it every single day. Every single day. It's hard. And it's been really hard, especially this week. And I wanted to share that with everybody. So, you know that you're not alone. And you're not the only crazy person out there like me. And, we can all do this together. We can. That's just the fact. Is it easy? No. But can we do it? Yes. And that's what I have to say about that.
Well, all right. Thanks to everybody for listening this morning. Check us out. You guys are already listening to us, first off, so where to find us.
Just keep listening. Subscribe.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe, but also follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Our Heavy House. We've got posts and stuff going on over there, and we've got a little bit of a growing community. We'd love to see that grow even more and for you to be a part of the journey. So go on over and follow us out. Hey, guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning. And go out there and kill it today.